How do you know someone's normal? Bizarre and crazy humans have been caught on camera doing all sorts of unhinged acts that will make your skin crawl. Even more bizarre encounters have been caught that remain unexplained. She wanted to use the restroom at Tim Hortons, but unfortunately, they didn't allow that to happen. It is clear from the footage that it was a state of severe emergency, but they refused, so she did this. It is censored here. But it gets bizarre when she picks it up and launches it in the direction of the reception, landing on someone in the kitchen. Some people can't control themselves at all. Elon's strange gestures. What does it cost to be the richest man on the planet? Elon Musk's behavior might be the answer. During the presidential inauguration, he was behaving unusually. His eyes weren't normal, his neck twitching and rotating in a bizarre way. The way his eyes were quivering uncontrollably. It almost seemed as if Elon had forgotten how to act like a human. He might be autistic, but that is not how people on the spectrum behave. Bizarre act. In Canada, a security camera captured something seriously strange. A guy, clearly in a bit of a situation, couldn't find a spot to relieve himself. So, in a pretty desperate move, he decided to, well, fertilize some fig trees. It's one of those moments where you just think, what on earth was he thinking? The footage is both hilarious and downright bizarre. Definitely not something you see every day. Human behavior never ceases to surprise us. Knock knocked. This video is proof of how unpredictable humans can be. The masked man kept on kicking the door until it completely came off its hinges. Then, shockingly, he just ran away after breaking down the door, which was really strange. Creepy encounter. This man from Brooklyn won't be forgetting this encounter anytime soon. While he was driving, a mysterious man suddenly stopped him. He slowly and steadily approached the car, almost appearing possessed. The cameraman seemed so creeped out by his behavior that he didn't know how to react. He even tried to drive away, but the stranger just kept following him. He just stood there and kept staring. Until the police arrived and arrested him. Zombie human.
The flocker.
While strolling through a neighborhood, this guy noticed a woman acting strangely. She was bare feet, and her body was jerking uncontrollably, and her movements almost seemed zombie-like. At first, he was confused at what he saw, but after looking closely, the woman's gestures seemed like one of the growing problems in America, so he knew she was best avoided. This is a serious epidemic affecting America. Menace neighbor. There's a natural evil that exists in all people, and this man is the perfect example of that. For years, he kept making life horrible for his wheelchair-bound neighbor. The doorbell camera recorded him vandalizing his property and screaming harsh words. On multiple occasions, the guy used a hammer on the camera, and although he was evicted later, his behavior shows how far someone can go to terrorize others. Disturbed man. You'll run to check the locks on your doors after watching this. At around 10:20 p.m., a woman from South Carolina heard loud banging at her door. When she checked her Ring camera, she was terrified by what she saw. A man was violently banging his body against her front door, trying to force his way inside. Suddenly, he stumbled backwards and went completely limp. After calling the police on him, he was taken to the hospital before getting arrested, but it is still unclear if he was under the influence or was having a manic episode. Possessed struggle.
I am stronger. You are not stronger than Christ.
During an exorcism, a priest placed a cross on a woman's forehead, and she immediately started screaming and thrashing. Her husband tried to hold her down, but it wasn't just her fighting back. It felt like something darker was taking over. Her voice changed, speaking strange words. The video ended with her frozen, staring at the priest. Everyone was too shaken to speak. Disturbing transformation. This one's straight up nightmare material. A girl is caught on camera, not just screaming, but doing it in a way that leaves you cold. Her tongue sticks out, wriggling in unnatural patterns, almost like she's taunting whoever's filming. Her face shifts into a twisted expression. Her look alone is enough to haunt you. Some say she was possessed. Others think it's a dark mental break. Either way, it's hard to unsee. Michelle's nightmare. Annalise Michelle's exorcisms still haunt people today. Over 10 months, she endured dozens of sessions, claiming to be possessed by 6 dark spirits, including notorious historical figures. Real recordings from those exorcisms exist, voices overlapping, sounding like multiple people speaking at once. Her tragic story remains one of the most disturbing possession cases ever recorded. Voice of Rage. During an exorcism, Maria lay still, insisting, "I am not sick." But her voice was unrecognizable, deep, angry, and not her own. The priest kept praying, holding the cross, while Maria spoke calmly, almost like something else was talking through her. Her body stayed motionless, but the eerie voice continued. That video left many convinced that sometimes the voice doesn't match the person. Scariest joke. A homeowner in Texas found the door to his backyard wide open, so he checked his security cameras and saw a creepy man walking around the property. He was dressed like a clown with an eerie mask, and the scariest part is that he wasn't empty-handed. Over and over again, the clown tried opening different doors. Turns out he was looking for one unfortunate soul that forgot to lock their doors. Luckily, that didn't happen, so he simply walked away. Black Alien Project. Anthony Lafredo, known as the Black Alien, transformed his body to look inhuman, removing ears, fingers, and even tattooing his eyes. His goal was to erase his humanity, but just before removing a leg, he stopped, saying the project had lost meaning. Now, he plans to cover himself completely in ink, leaving his transformation unfinished. Twisted collapse. In a quiet room at DePaul University, a student sat calmly on her phone until she suddenly bounced and collapsed. Her body twisted unnaturally on the floor, moving in a way that didn't look human. The footage captured her struggling alone, sparking rumors of possession. The clip spread online, leaving some convinced it was real, and others wishing they hadn't watched it. Possessed or not? A man, desperate for help, took his daughter to an exorcism expert. At first, she sat calmly, hands resting on her lap. But as the ritual began, things took a terrifying turn. Out of nowhere, sharp, ear-piercing shrieks were heard. Then, she lifted off the ground. Her voice became demonic and unnatural, like something else was speaking through her. Whatever was inside her wasn't planning on leaving without a fight, but by the end, she was all right. Dark possession. It was supposed to be a normal evening, but it quickly turned into a nightmare. A woman sat in the corridor, clutching her head like something was clawing at her mind. Her sister noticed the strange movements, but what happened next was pure horror. The woman's body started rocking back and forth, mouth wide open. Her eyes rolled back, and her limbs jerked in unnatural ways. In that moment, her sister wasn't just looking at her anymore, she was looking at something far more sinister. However, later she turned out to be fine. Scarlet glitch. It was a very normal interview with the famous and beautiful actress Scarlet Johansson. But while we were busy watching her, something completely crazy happened right behind her. Look at the woman in black behind the actress. She just disappeared. It's like she mysteriously vanished. And even if it's an optical illusion, it's a really strange one. Broomstick figure. A street cam caught a person in white suddenly appearing, sitting on a stick, like a broomstick, right in the middle of the road. The figure placed it down calmly, then moved strangely, without sound or expression. No one else was around, but the eerie act was caught on camera. The video ended abruptly, leaving everyone wondering what that strange figure was doing. Vanished in Gregory. During a late-night walk in Gregory, a man spotted a tall, faceless figure dressed in black. It stood still for a moment, then moved straight toward him. The footage cut out instantly, and the man never made it home. His family reported him missing, but no one knows what that figure was, or where it came from. Mountain ritual. While hiking in the mountains, a man stumbled upon a group in white, standing in a perfect circle. Two boys stepped out from the center with heads lowered, while the rest stayed eerily still. The atmosphere felt tense and unnatural, like a ritual not meant to be seen. He quietly filmed before leaving, but refused to reveal the location. He never went back. Roadside horror.
Babe.
Driving home late at night, a man saw something step into the road. A pale figure with long black hair and a haunting face. Dressed in white, it walked slowly toward his car. He reversed in panic, but it kept coming, illuminated by his headlights. Suddenly, the screen went black. Locals say it's not the first time that eerie figure has appeared on that road.
Babe, what? Get away!
Haunted app. After using a Ouija board app with friends, 18-year-old Patricia Quispy from Lima started acting possessed, screaming numbers, especially 6, and thrashing violently. Her voice changed, and she begged for her phone while tied to a stretcher. Doctors couldn't explain it, and her parents were terrified. Whether she ever truly recovered remains a haunting mystery. Vanishing girl. Lift footage captured a girl acting strangely, twitching hands, jerking head. As the doors opened, she stumbled out, fell, and started moving in bizarre ways. Then, without warning, she was gone. The hallway remained empty. Security reviewed the footage repeatedly, but no one saw her leave. 1 second she was there, the next completely vanished. Relentless spirit. An exorcism video shows a woman lying on the floor, struggling against a priest's grip as he chants prayers. Her body thrashed violently, her voice deep and unnatural, refusing to calm down. Even the helpers were shaken by her strength. Whatever was inside her wasn't letting go easily. The footage was short, but the disturbing memory stayed with everyone who watched. Strange encounter. A man passing by a train platform noticed something odd on the ground. When he bent down to pick it up, he saw a girl on the floor, her body twisting in unsettling ways. Foam dripped from her mouth as she screamed for help, her movements jerking unnaturally. Frozen in fear, the man turned and walked away, leaving her behind, trapped in whatever had overtaken her. Rising ritual. Owaku stood barefoot in a circle, tracing lines in the dirt, when something unbelievable happened. As the drumming grew louder, he began to rise, without support or ropes. The camera captured his slow ascent, as if he was balancing on air. Just as quickly, he collapsed, exhausted. Some say he was levitating, while others claim it was some hidden trick. The truth remains a mystery. Meadow horror. While hiking through a peaceful meadow, a man noticed something moving in the distance. As he zoomed in, he saw a woman pacing in strange circles, her hands twisting through the air. The way she moved felt unnatural, like she was in the middle of a ritual. Without ever looking at the camera, the man quietly backed away, sensing he should not get involved. Priest ritual. A solo explorer filmed his visit to an old graveyard at night. As he reached the entrance, a group of priests in long robes appeared, silently walking between the iron poles. One priest stopped at the center, while the others lined up behind him. As they entered the graveyard, the screen went black. The video cut off, leaving only a chilling silence. No one knows what happened next. Climbing mystery.
Whatever he did to her this wrong.
The camera shook as it recorded something unsettling. A woman climbing the outside wall of a church. With no ladder or support, she moved with sharp, unnatural jerks, gripping another woman's head tightly. As they rose higher, the video stopped. Maybe the woman was dropped, or the filmer ran to help. Either way, the footage ended, leaving the mystery unsolved. Upside down crawling. In a decaying house, an explorer's flashlight revealed something chilling. A figure crawling upside down on all fours. Its long hair hung toward the floor, and its body was twisted in a ghostly way. The face was hidden, and it moved slowly, unaware of the watcher. The clip lasted only a few seconds, but the feeling lingered long after, like something unnatural had been left behind in that old house. Unseen shadow. Late at night, a man was cleaning his backyard pool when he froze. A dark shadow, barely human, appeared beside him. His wife saw it too. Then it vanished, but he didn't move. Moments later, his body twisted unnaturally, arms and back contorted as if something took control. He dropped to the ground, crawling like a puppet. His wife ran for help, but by then, he wasn't the man she knew. Sleepwalker. A home security camera captured a terrifying moment. A woman sleeping next to her child suddenly woke up. Her eyes glowed faintly, and she nodded slowly, mumbling nonsensical words. The child never stirred. It wasn't sleepwalking. It felt like something else had taken over. Then, just as quickly as it started, she laid back down, and everything returned to silence. Forest demon.
ما راح أقرب أكثر.
In a remote forest mud house, a chilling clip was recorded. A twisted face covered in black cloth peeked out from behind a wall. Its features were off, almost inhuman. It didn't step fully out, but stayed hidden, watching. The camera shook, and the clip ended. Whether a demon or a clever trick, what was hiding in that forest didn't belong in the world of the living.
أنت متجوز؟
Mirror eyes. A boy played in front of a mirror while his mother filmed him. At first, everything seemed normal, until he turned toward her. His reflection stayed behind, staring out of the glass. Then his eyes turned completely black. No edits, no filters. The mother backed away, terrified. The longer you looked, the more uncomfortable it became. The video ended quickly, but the image stayed in her mind. Possessed boy.
Mira? No, Andrés.
A boy sat alone in his room when something strange happened. He started twitching, his eyes rolling completely white. No pupils, no whites. He pressed his forehead against the mirror.
Mira.
Harder with each push. Then he froze, staring blankly at his reflection. It felt like a spirit had taken over his body, and the room remained silent. No screams, just an empty, eerie stillness.
¿Qué tienes, Andrés? Hola, amigo.
The Trail. In the dead of night, an explorer roamed near an old, abandoned house. His camera picked up something moving. A figure perched on a pillar, dressed in a bright red dress, with skin stretched and pale. As he zoomed in, she slowly descended, then climbed back up, moving unnaturally. Her movements were far too smooth and eerie to be human. He couldn't see her face, but the overwhelming presence was enough to make him freeze. There was no mistaking it. It was real. Witch in Woods.
Ya, señora, reaccione.
A camper alone in the woods stepped outside his tent to grab something from his car, but something stopped him cold. On top of the car, a figure stood still, dressed in black with long, white hair. She held a broom-like stick and circled the roof of the car, her movement slow and deliberate. The way she walked, too fluid, too unnatural, made it clear this wasn't some prank. The camper, whispering into his camera, backed away, unsure if he was seeing something real. Was this some twisted joke, or had something ancient and terrifying come out from the woods to watch him?
¿Vas a volar? A ver, vuela pues.
Crawling shadows. A strange and unsettling scene was caught on a home security camera. A woman crawling on all fours rocked back and forth in an eerie rhythm, as if possessed. As she moved, something dark and shadowy passed her and reached a girl sleeping in bed. The girl started twitching. The woman turned, her eyes locked on the camera as she crawled toward it. The footage ended abruptly, just as her face got closer, the silence around her almost deafening. It was as if whatever was there didn't want to be seen. Grilled horror. This unsettling clip shows a figure behind a grilled window, staring straight ahead. Its face didn't look human. White, hollow eyes, and a mouth filled with needle-like teeth. It stood motionless, pressing closer as if trying to speak, but no sound came out. Part beast, part something else. Its eerie presence lingered long after the clip ended. To this day, no one knows what it was or what it wanted. The image alone continues to make people uneasy, circulating online as one of the creepiest sightings ever recorded. Goat-Legged Woman. In a rural African village, a video surfaced showing a woman with human features, except for her legs. They resembled a goat's, covered in coarse hair. A priest performed a ritual around her while the villagers watched, believing it was the result of a curse. The woman remained motionless, as if trapped in that unnatural form. The priest's chants echoed through the air, but it's unclear if the ritual worked or if she remained stuck in that strange, half-human state. To this day, no one knows what became of her. The footage still haunts those who saw it. Unknown creature. An anonymous video uploaded online shows a creature that defies explanation, standing in the dark. It had long claws, thick hair covering its body, and ears stretched unnaturally long. Its face wasn't human, yet didn't look like a costume either, more like a wild animal no one had ever seen. The way it moved, calm and unbothered, made it seem real, not staged. It lingered near the camera before slowly disappearing into the darkness. Despite countless theories, no one has identified the creature. The uploader vanished too, leaving behind a mystery that remains unsolved. Garage intruder. A family in Mexico kept hearing odd sounds coming from their garage, but the dogs didn't bark, just sat still, almost like they knew something was wrong. Curious, the homeowner decided to check. As he opened the door, the camera caught something hiding behind the car. A tall, thin figure with long limbs and cloth-like pieces hanging from its arms moved slowly in the shadows. It didn't speak or run, just stood there. Then, the footage cut out. Since that night, the man refuses to go into the garage alone. Whatever that thing was, it left an eerie mark on his mind. Floating figure. An adventurer wandered into a dusty, abandoned house, looking for something interesting. As he moved near the staircase, he noticed something that made him stop cold. A ghostly figure with long black hair floating midair. It didn't make a sound or move, just hovered like it was waiting. As he stepped closer, it suddenly shot upward, vanishing into the ceiling without a trace. The silence that followed felt heavy, like something was still lurking above. Even after leaving, the explorer couldn't shake the feeling that it wasn't over. Silent visitors.
I need you back here.
Coming home late one night, a man went straight to his room, only to find two women sitting silently on the floor. Their faces were blank, like something had taken control. As he took a step back, a dark shadow suddenly lunged toward him. In a panic, he slammed the door shut. Turning around to check, he found nothing. No women, no shadow, just silence, like it never happened. Shaken, he couldn't figure out if it was real or just his mind playing tricks, but he swears he saw something that night.
I need you back here.
Window Watcher. While casually filming outside, a woman noticed something strange. In the front window of a nearby house, something caught her eye. A pale face, partly hidden behind objects, staring right at her. The eyes were wide, cold, and unsettling. She zoomed in to make sure, but the moment didn't last long. Feeling uneasy, she stopped recording and walked away, never mentioning it to anyone. Yet the memory of that eerie face stuck with her, haunting her thoughts long after. Unnatural Laughter. Next disturbing clip surfaced showing an old woman laughing, but something about it felt wrong. Her eyes looked empty, almost lifeless, and though she had no teeth, her smile stretched unnaturally wide. The laughter itself sounded off, echoing strangely, as if coming from somewhere else. She wasn't interacting with anyone, just repeating the same eerie movements, like a puppet on strings. It felt like whatever was laughing wasn't really her. Some say it was as if something had taken over her, using her body just to laugh. Mirror glow. A seemingly normal family moment turned unsettling. A girl sat with her parents, chatting casually, but when she glanced into the mirror, her eyes were glowing, not from any light, just glowing in an unnatural way. Then came the smile, wide, dark, and unnerving. She quickly covered her face, but her reflection didn't follow. The eerie grin remained visible in the mirror. People who saw the clip said it looked like her reflection had a mind of its own, hinting at something hidden within. Mirrors don't always lie, and this one showed more than just a face. Evil Protector. Late at night, a man was walking home when someone tried to rob him. They struggled on the road, but then something surreal happened. A huge, shadowy figure emerged from the man's body, fighting off the attacker. The robber panicked and ran as the shadow swiftly merged back into the man. Strangely, the man didn't seem shocked, almost like it wasn't his first time experiencing it. Some say it looked like a spirit protecting him, but the man just kept walking as if nothing unusual had occurred. Abandoned presence. A builder inspecting an old, abandoned construction site entered a rusted washroom covered in grime. As he glanced to his right, he froze. Standing there was a figure with glowing eyes, wild hair, and a face that didn't look human. It just stood, unmoving, before suddenly vanishing into thin air. The builder didn't stick around to investigate. He bolted out of the washroom, refusing to return. Some say places left dirty and neglected for years can attract dark energy, and this encounter seemed to prove it. Mother's Glare. A woman heard loud banging from the kitchen one evening. Walking in, she found her elderly mother aggressively slamming the oven door over and over, Concerned, she softly called out, "Mom?" Her mother turned and stared, but something felt off. The look in her eyes was cold, almost hostile. The daughter's instincts told her to back away. She stopped recording and rushed out of the room, heart pounding. Later, she couldn't shake the feeling that something had taken over her mother, if only for a moment. Creepy doll ritual. An explorer entered an abandoned building one night, curious about its eerie reputation. As he scanned the dark space, a glowing light caught his eye. In the corner sat a doll, perfectly placed inside a circle of candles. Just as he processed the strange setup, a creepy face appeared, just staring. A moment later, it vanished. When he zoomed in, it looked like an old woman, possibly a witch.
Trabajo fuerte. Tiene alfileres, mire.
Witch's curse.
لا بسم الله لا 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 لا.
Hassan visited an old ruin known for dark legends. Locals said a powerful witch once lived there, and it seemed like she knew he was coming. As Hassan approached, he heard her chanting strange words from the shadows. She didn't react to him, just watched cautiously. When he tried to film more, she swung her staff, and suddenly, stones began falling around him. One by one, they blocked his way out. The video abruptly ended, leaving viewers unsettled. Hassan later confirmed he barely made it out alive.
لا بسم الله لا 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 لا.
Now it's time for today's most bizarre behavior caught on camera. A video surfaced online showing a woman in what appeared to be a possession. Her body moved unnaturally, and her voice dropped to a deep, animalistic growl. But the most disturbing part? Fangs began to form in her mouth, long, sharp, and undeniably real-looking. Her lips stretched as the teeth pushed forward, like something else was taking control. Many called it a hoax, but even skeptics couldn't explain how the transformation looked so convincing. To this day, no one knows who the woman is, or where the footage came from. Do share your thoughts in the comments below.